So as the days get shorter and darkness awaits us at the start and end of most of our workdays, most people tend to experience a natural slowing down of sorts during the fall and winter months. But those of us with seasonal affective disorder, otherwise known as seasonal depression, are hit a lot harder by the change in daylight. Knowing this has an effect on your staff is one thing, but what can you do to support your colleagues who suffer from seasonal depression? First, let's define seasonal depression. It's estimated that about 10 million people in the United States experience seasonal affective disorder. It's a type of depression that typically begins with the onset of fall or winter and continues until spring. For me personally, the literal day we spring forward with daylight savings time is when I start to feel myself getting back to normal. Folks with seasonal depression can also experience symptoms during the spring and summer months, particularly on days when it's gloomy or heavily overcast. So it's more than just the winter blues for us. Folks with seasonal depression experience a number of symptoms. There tends to be an overall feeling of listlessness or sadness that occurs most, if not all days. You lose interest in the things that you once enjoyed, and your energy levels are almost non-existent. Some of us want to sleep more and often end up oversleeping and sometimes arriving late to work. We can struggle with concentration and focus and sometimes come off as uninterested in work that we were once excited about. So what do you do when you know your colleagues suffer from seasonal depression? Well, the first thing is to foster a workplace culture that promotes open communication and support. Encourage managers to check in with their team members regularly and create a supportive atmosphere where employees feel comfortable discussing their mental health. This can include providing education and raising awareness so that we are reducing the stigma associated with mental health issues and encouraging open communication. You might want to think about offering flexible scheduling. Consider offering flexible work hours or even remote work options, as this can help employees manage their workload while accommodating their energy levels during the seasonal changes. Remind folks about any employee assistance programs that may offer counseling services or connect employees with mental health professionals. And the biggest one is natural lighting. If possible, provide access to natural light in the workplace. Exposure to natural sunlight can positively impact mood and alleviate symptoms of seasonal affective disorder. If this isn't possible, consider providing folks with light therapy boxes, like my beloved Happy Light here, to provide more light. Think about designating spaces where employees can maybe take short breaks to relax and recharge. This can be really helpful during the darker winter months, but also encourage physical activity. Physical activity is known to improve mood and reduce symptoms of depression. So maybe you allow folks to build in some sun exposure by taking group walks during the day. Then you might want to think about offering extended paid time off, because sometimes our brains and bodies just can't, literally. And it can be extremely difficult to engage in work when you genuinely need a day to yourself. So think about your company's policies and make sure they support employees taking time off when needed for mental health reasons. This can include personal days or flexibility in using accrued leave, or even designating days as mental health days that anybody could take. So by implementing a combination of these strategies, you can contribute to a workplace that not only acknowledges seasonal depression, but actively supports employees in managing their mental health. And folks like me will not only feel supported, but will be able to show up more meaningfully as a result.